Hey everyone, welcome back to the Talent Tap podcast. My name is Danny Lachmandas, your host and founder of Quintalo and Country Vending. At Quintalo, we help staffing and recruiting agencies generate consistent qualified client opportunities through an AI-powered growth engine. And through Country Vending, we deploy smart retail vending machines inside high-traffic venues like bars, clubs, and entertainment spaces. And with us today, we have Drew Intrieri, owner of Head Rush Vending. How you doing today, Drew?
Come on. Another day in America. I'm living the dream.
Yes, amazing. Where are you calling in from today?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Nice. Definitely never been up there. Nashville's all right for me, but I'd love to check out Nebraska. I lived in Colorado for a while, so I'm about that mountain life. It's definitely a good time.
Yeah,
Definitely a
you
good
guys,
time up there.
you have a little bit more nightlife than we do. I live in the nightlife, so it's nice to get back home and be normal again. Like I literally do nothing besides I run a bar as well. So other than that, I stay at home right here. You're seeing exactly where I'm at when I'm not out in the nightclubs.
There you go. I mean, I'm a homebody myself. I'm happy to just stay at home, but the grind calls, man. When you got to get out there, you got to get out there. But yeah, just start out. How did you first discover these vending machines, and what made you realize it was a real business and not just a side hustle?
Yeah. Okay. So I was in KC. I meet up with my friends. I have friends like all around the nation, and we all meet up and like we pick a place. And then this is 2021. We picked Kansas City. We went down to the Power Light District. We went to a bar called Shark Bar, owned by the Cordish Company. They also own like PBR, which people are probably familiar with. And it insane, by the way, so fucking fun. I went to leave because I was taking a phone call and it's so loud. It's like a nightclub esque, but bar esque. I don't know. They kind of have like both sides of it. I go outside and I see this big black vending machine that should be selling snacks, but they're selling like vapes and Zins. And I was like, there's no way this is legal, right? And so it stuck with me, and I was in real estate. And so I ended up getting out of being a real estate investor to go all in on it. And I was working with a wholesaler in China. It was an absolute mistake. I ordered 8 machines. It was going to take 30 days. We're at like 3 months later. Like they swear they're going to get it to me. And so I was like, can you just refund the wire? Like refund the wire. This is on me. I took blame. So I wasn't like hostile towards them. And like, I was like, my dad's pissed. I'm like trying to come up with anything for them to just like refund me. And then they did. And then I came across my woman. She went to school with Micah Stanley, which Micah Stanley's a big player in this. And she's like, maybe you should reach out to him. He's a little like a guy. And now it's funny because Micah's so big, but he was little. He had like a few hundred followers, and I was like, hey, you went to school with my woman. I ordered these machines from China and I just got a refund. And he's like, dude, let's get on a call. Like, I love that you're a local person doing this. I think you're the only other person in Nebraska that is doing this with me. And so he ended up setting me up with an American wholesaler that you and I both use. They're fantastic. Can I say the name? Are you cool
Yeah,
with
yeah.
disclosing? Yeah, okay. Vape TM changed my whole game, my whole trajectory of growth. I've left them like 4 reviews now. Every time I get like the whole email from Trustpilot, I'm like, yeah, of course. And the newest one, I was like, call them Barry Bonds because the way they keep knocking it out of the park. So I like to do kind of like little funny subject lines. But for real, without them, Head Rush wouldn't be where it's at. And now we're all over the nation. So it's crazy how it went from idea where I'm like, there's got to be a better machine for this. I found it. It fell through. Then, yeah, Vape Team was my home, all because of Micah. And now Micah does like coaching and stuff. This is like before Micah did like coaching and the vending blueprint. This was just like became a really good friend. And now we own a bar together too. So there you go.
No,
That's the full circle on how I got into vape vending.
that's amazing how you and Micah went from two people that didn't know each other at all to owning a bar together. That's an
Yeah,
amazing story, right?
that was Micah's idea. Micah's idea. I did not want to do it. I will say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I get people hitting me up all the time and like, why don't you get machines from China? I'm getting machines from China. And I'm like, look, you're not going to get the support that you get right here
Yep.
in the US from Vape TM. That's the biggest thing with those guys. They've done well by me the past couple years, and their support is unparalleled. And it makes a big difference when you're in in the US and you need someone that you can call at any time of the day and get that support when you need it. So that is a big reason why I tell all these people, look, I'm not going to go for these guys in China. The support is not going to be the same, and it's something you need in a business like this for sure.
Yeah, you could save a few $100s per machine and then get
Hmm.
like the shittiest software ever. I'd rather
Uh-huh.
pay for an American software. They are still China machines, but then they uplift them with their own software that they install. So it's very American feeling. I'll see random people because I travel all over to go like land more cities, and I'll see these China machines and they still got like Chinese on the top and shit. And
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, man, it's so unprofessional. That's one thing that like I feel I do really well, and I'm actually shocked on how well you do it as well. A little credit here. I was just on the phone with Micah before I hopped into this, and we were talking about, first of all, how good of a dude you are. We were almost going to partner on a project once. Anything you ever need, I'm here. You abuse that sometimes, but as far as your brand from start to finish, like how you're wrapping all your machines. You're consistent with it. The only thing that we wouldn't see eye to eye, we play kind of alike, is the fact that you sell more than just vapes. And I'm like Chick-fil-A, I'm only vapes. So that's about the only thing we don't, where we have our different vision. But I love your brand follow through because no one's doing it. No
Yeah.
one's building a brand. They're all side hustle. They'll get two machines. They're happy. I want a lifestyle out of this, you know? I want this to be a multi-billion-dollar company when I come out with my own product. Stay tuned, of a head rush vape that Danny's going to be carrying and selling as well,
Yeah,
right?
it'll happen one day for sure. I'll be carrying head rush vapes.
Heck yeah.
That's a great idea. And yeah, I mean, I think the branding, like I said, I want when people see my machine in a bar, I don't want it to be, oh, there's that black machine that's selling vapes. I want people to know, oh, that's a country vending machine. It
Yeah,
gives
yeah.
them that instead of it just being, hey, that bar has a machine in it, but there's a country vending machine in that bar. And I hope that that gets me some great returns going forward. But, what was your very first machine and what happened when you placed it?
Okay, so that's a hard question because I'm a psychopath and I started with six. So I ordered six and I went to St. Louis, Missouri, 6.5 hours away. I beat the streets. I had 5 days to land six machines. It took me 2 days to land all six. And so then we were installing after that. I had none of this planned. I did do like cold emailing. I had meetings set up. Like none of them worked besides one. And once I landed that one, I like abused them. I'm going to every bar like, "Hey, I work with this person." The machine's
Yeah,
not even on the wall yet.
yeah.
So I kind of faked it to make it a little bit. And we ended up, I brought my dad. He's like really big construction guy. I had him install all six in one weekend. So first machine is tough because they all went up at the same day. We did six installs in one day. Vape teams like, we've never heard of someone doing this. And so we did an hour and a half at each location. And we
That's
got it.
that's that's a good time. I'm like 2 hours per machine, depending on how things go, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. I think the most I've installed in one day is 3 or 4, and, I think for one of them, I had to run the wire up through the ceiling and and
Yeah.
all this stuff. It can get rough for sure, but yeah, I think I've done 3 or 4 machines in a day.
I gotta add on that. So one of the locations, old 1800s building brick, so soft. We had to drill all the way through the business to the outside and then bolt it. So
Wow.
that was crazy that they allowed me to drill a hole through their business. And that one's still there. It's kind of
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, that'd be one that would suck to move for sure. You're always when you install something, you're like, "How easy is this gonna be to move if I had to do it?"
Yeah. How many machines have you uninstalled? I've only uninstalled two.
Under 5,
Okay.
I keep most of mine in there, but I have uninstalled around 3 or 4 for sure over the past couple years and just moved them. It doesn't happen too often. I like to give locations at least 3 to 6 months, and, I mean, if it's just really dead. I've had some issues. I had one where there was a vape store literally right next door, a smoke shop,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything was doing good. And then when Geek Bars jumped in price and I had to raise my prices, that machine went completely dead because that vape store was still probably selling them for 20 to 25 next door. And I gave it a few months after and I ended up having to move that one.
You said it was Geek Bar?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, they were just losing their ass because I mean, we knew the price of Geek Bar.
Hmm.
and there was just no money to be made, but they were using it as like a marketing source to get people in there, and then hopefully they would buy something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough time for us. That was almost like the vape COVID.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No,
it really was.
everyone was scrambling. What vapes do we sell? What do we do? I moved into Rift bars at that time, and
Rift, okay.
Rift bars are still doing pretty well. I still stock Rift bars. What's cool about Rift bars is you can actually toggle the nicotine you want to hit on it. If you want to hit 99% nicotine, you can do that. If you want to lower it to 20%, there's also a sweetness button. If you want it to hit sweeter or not as sweet, you can move that up and down too. So those are some features on that vape that I've never seen on any other vape.
Yeah, the sweetness, I have one that was sweet and mint. I went to Omnia X Lala Bar during that COVID of Geek Bar. And then now I do Geek Bar has an American factory here now. So I have to do American only vapes because I'm in Texas. So that's everywhere. I do Geek Star. It's their new
Uh-huh.
American brand. And then the Pulse X's are X Returns is the
Uh-huh.
name. So those are the two only that I sell currently.
Yeah, I haven't tried the Geek Star, but I've been looking at them. I might have to check those out here soon.
Do you play with the same wholesaler as me in Texas?
No, because my family's in the gas station business, there's so many like cash and carries around.
Okay.
I can just drive up to Nashville and buy the vapes from the wholesaler as I need it. But I have heard multiple people telling me about a big wholesaler in Texas.
Yeah, that I don't
Definitely
like
might
to
have to
leak.
check that out.
Yeah, but I did
Yeah.
text me. I got you. But
Yeah.
I keep that one in my back pocket because he is the best in the game.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard from a couple people that they get their vapes in Texas, so I'd
Yeah, I know
definitely be
Ben and
interested.
Micah do because
Yeah,
they put me on game, and then now there's a few of operators that I talk to that I put on, and it's
yeah,
not like they pay me for the. I have to message him because he's really big in like vape stores and stuff
mhm.
locally, and then we kind of get the runoff. But he said we're actually the operators are becoming like his biggest clients, which is good to hear that vape vending's growing.
Yeah, no, I heard like I said with my guys in Nashville, I heard them say the same thing. The operators are coming in here more and more. And I guess that's what I like about the cash and carries and the wholesalers. I can drive 30 minutes and go pick up as many vapes as I want. I don't gotta order online and wait for it to ship. If I need it last minute one day, I can just drive up there and go grab it real quick.
Yeah, no, this guy's Amazon though. It's 2 to 3 day
Yeah,
shipping, so it's
that's
nice.
amazing.
It is nice.
Yeah.
What else you got
Um, what
before we
what
leak anymore?
What makes a location a 10 out of 10 location versus an average one?
Yeah, college demographic. I would also go. I'm really big in the gay community. I
Yeah.
think the gay bars are the best client to have. Plus, they're awesome to work with. They're very like giving and they give you a chance, but also their clientele. Well, I've seen it all the time. I'll see the same card in a gay bar go through 3 times in a night and they're just giving them to friends.
Mhm.
It's almost like they're
Yeah.
buying them a drink. And like
Yeah.
you don't really see that in like a normal bar, like a straight
No, you
bar.
don't. No, you don't.
They're
Yeah.
just very giving with chances, and I would say, like, financially, they're just there to have a good time. They don't really think of money. They think of more like experience, which that is what we're in. We're in the experience world of customer service. So they don't have to leave and go to a gas station. They can get their nicotine right then and there. This is also like, I get this a lot from older people. This isn't like we reinvented the wheel here and like we came up with this crazy idea. They've been doing this with cigarettes since the early 90s with the push pull
Mhm.
freaking things, right? We
Mhm.
just kind of modernized it to where now it's like an iPad machine versus a old school machine where it's all mechanics. Now it's all
Yeah.
software, which I love.
Yeah. I'd try I You only do vapes. I try and not do cigarettes, but I have a couple bars where I do some cigarettes in, and one of them had an old cigarette machine and they got rid of that and they were like, "Can you put cigarettes in the machine?" I was like, "I really don't want to, but I'll do a couple lanes." And the cigarettes do sell well.
Very
They
much so.
definitely do. Yeah. Um, what would you say is the biggest bottlenecks when scaling a vending business, not just getting one or two machines, really trying to grow 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 machines?
Yeah. Man, sales is the hardest thing to do, right? I would say getting a lot of no's is demoralizing, keeping going and like getting those yeses. Other than that, I mean, I don't know if this one's obvious, but I would go with like capital. Having money to play in this game. It is not the cheapest thing, but it does pay itself off really fast. You could get into like real estate and get rich in 20 years, or you could get into vape vending and get rich in 20 months. That's what I tell all my franchisees is this is a fast game, and who knows how long it's going to last. I think we've all thought of backup plans, but for the most part, I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. I'll probably have a kiddo and be married by the time we have any issues with not any states playing. The only thing is, King Big Tobacco. They're making it
Yeah.
a little tough on us for sure.
Yeah, they hate the vapes. I don't know where I heard this, but in Kentucky, I think the big Marlboro factory or something is there, and you cannot put vape vending in Kentucky because of that. I don't
Correct.
know if that's true or not,
Yep.
but that's what
There
I
is
heard.
no vape vending, no self-service displays for vapes allowed in Kentucky. And
Yeah,
it
that's
is
crazy.
purely because we're all the tobacco fields,
Yeah, and
you know?
Kentucky is right where I'm at. I could drive where I lived before this, I could drive 10 minutes and be in Kentucky.
Okay.
So where I'm at right now, I'm about 35 minutes from the state line to Kentucky. So I was looking at going there and definitely did not work out.
Yeah, I think, like, Louisville would be insane,
It would be amazing.
and yeah, you can't, so you could. I mean, we're in the gray, but
Yeah,
I think Marlboro will find out they're very good at what they do. That's why they're a giant. I mean, we're talking generational wealth.
yeah, for sure. Um, how do you approach getting new locations now? Cold outreach, networking, referrals. What's your approach at this stage of the game?
Well, I probably have, like, the biggest social media in vending.
Yeah.
So, I get a lot of inbound, especially, like, people that are like, "Hey, will you partner with me and cut me in on this machine?" So, it's like, a lot of, wheeling and dealing, but I would say going and beating the streets, starting a YouTube channel. I've been vlogging. I got 3 vlogs already built, ready to go. We wanna do weekly drops, so I'm trying to, like, line them all up, but I'm back on my, like, full-time traveling Thursday through Sunday. I pick a city, I pick a state. I go and I film myself going bar to bar, getting told no, getting told yes, show all the ups and downs. There is a lot of ups and there is a lot of downs, especially when you're like, dude, it would crush here. And you're so excited. And then the owner's old fashioned. They're like, oh, no, that seems illegal. And it's like, it's not.
Yeah.
So I would say definitely like beating the streets. I'm pretty old fashioned. I ran a marketing agency for like 8 years, and that's how we landed clients. We created relationships. We're still very much in a relationship building place because they could sell vapes behind their bar in most states. So not really putting them on game where you can make a bunch of money with this, but more of like, this is a really cool additive to have, like touch tunes. I want this to become a standard that you buy a bar, you need a dartboard, a pool table, a touch tunes, an ATM, and a vape vending machine. Like it
Yep.
just becomes a standard in the
Yeah.
nightlife.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're all pushing for. I mean, it literally adds value to the bar. Like, by no means the bar owner's not going to get rich off this, but the value that it adds to their bar is huge because people will leave bars to go and find nicotine. I mean, nicotine fiends are everywhere, so if they can get the nicotine right then and there, then that lets them spend more money at the bar itself, and then people will remember that. They'll be like, "Oh, I went to that bar. There was a vending machine there that sold vapes. I'm going to go back there." Right? So there's a lot of value to be added with one of these machines.
Yeah, I see that it doesn't. First month's really never a good month because people buy their nicotine before they go there.
Mhm.
It takes a few months for them to be like, why stop? We'll just get one when we're there.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see the sales transition into more about month 3. Like the regulars will already know. The like,
Mhm.
yeah, I kind of go once a month. They will already know. After a year, it's like even the people that are at neighborhood bars that are next door, they're coming over to get a vape, which is a really good selling point to that person because it's like, hey, they're leaving your bar. They're probably getting a shot. They might run into someone they know. You might as well just get one in your location too.
Yeah, and you should never remove a machine after the first bad month because it takes time for people to see that it's there. It depends on the season that you place it in, right? Bars, they have busier seasons and slower seasons. So you just got to stick it out, but the ROI is there. That's what drove me to this business is the ROI impact and how quick you could potentially get your money back versus things like real estate that take 20 years or a bar that you're waiting 3 to 5 years to get your return on investment. With this, your return on investment could be under 4 months, to be
Yeah,
honest. If
yeah,
you
yeah.
have the right location, your return on investment is extremely quick. And that's what drew me to the business model in general.
Yeah, I say like 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Usually it's 3 months, but it can be 4 or 5 depending on how many units it's selling, right? And then reinvest. I think a lot of people just take that money. They'll get 2 machines and they kind of strangulate themselves to be able to keep going. People
And
run out of money in this game because they're spending it on themselves. Spend it all
mhm,
back in, get to 10, 20 machines. You'll see the future for sure.
yeah. And that's the difference between a good business owner, not a bad business owner, but people that see the long-term goal versus the short term. Some people just want to make that quick money and spend it, but the people that are going to grow are the people that reinvest their money, that are able to reinvest the money. I mean, I don't take any of the money I make for myself right now. I just keep reinvesting and keep trying to grow. And that's the key. It's a mindset that not everyone has. 100% not everyone has that mindset that
Yeah.
some of us have.
Well, I make a full-time living off of it, so I pay myself for sure, but
Yeah.
it's not as much as people would think. A lot of people think I'm, like, crazy wealthy because of how many machines I have, but a lot of that goes back into landing more locations, buying machines, and inventory is so expensive, especially when I'm shipping it all over the place. It seems like every freaking month, it's like another manager of mine needs inventory, and I'm just like, "Man, when do I ever get a break from buying inventory?"
Do you because you're shipping all over the US, does that make you have to raise your prices on the vapes in the different states that you're in where you're shipping, or are you still able to get away with selling roughly the same
Yeah.
price everywhere?
So I'm pretty good at that. Like I go and I hang out at these places, right? A relationship build. I'm pretty good at reading, like if it's going to be a budgeted crowd or a crowd that really doesn't care. So prices are different depending on every location I'm in. If it's like a monster, like Howl at the Moon, like I charge a few more bucks because that's more tourists that are there. So they're already there for a good time. I'm in a lot of tourist cities. So tourist cities, I've already have more of like your locals places like St. Louis, I'm at like anywhere from 28 to 30. Florida, I'm at like 35. All of the casinos I'm at 30 because as in the contract, I can't sell it for more than 30. So that's kind of, I really judge it. But then I have one location that's like a hole in the wall bar where they allow cigarettes, but all the staff vape. So I only get like vape sales from the staff. It's not an insane one, but I'm selling vapes for like 24 there. So
So yeah, how has the vending industry changed since you started over the past few years? Are you seeing differences now than you did maybe when you first started?
yeah, I mean, a lot more players, right? It's like I brought
Yeah,
it on myself. Micah's like first vlog. It's still his biggest vlog that I was in. It's the infield in Cincinnati. If you want to go check it out, look at Micah Stanley. You'll see infield, Cincinnati, Ohio. I said, I want other people to play in this. I'm sick of winning. And yeah, I've noticed, holy shit, people took me serious because there is so many players. We went from about 20 machines being put in per month to now over 400 being put in
yeah,
per month. So it's
yeah,
not just grown, it's blown up.
yeah.
So that's been a little bit of a challenge. People ruining. I get so much. I don't know if you hear about this, but I've been burnt by one of these businesses already. And so that is a weird objection that's newer that I've been dealing with. Or I know about you guys. I don't like this business model because they met with someone that just doesn't know how to handle the relationship in this type of world. And then the last, people are offering business owners way too much money. That one is incredibly weird that now I have to almost get competitive like it's freaking gas prices and drop a cent towards them just because this person offered it and they'll go with the highest bidder, but they don't go with the best experience, the most knowledgeable. I make this really easy, very streamlined. I'm not really here to pay you a bunch of money when I have a huge team in the United States that I have to pay to make sure that you have a great experience. So
Plus the upfront cost of the machine and the product. That's an upfront cost itself. And that's what
yeah,
I tell people, right? I'm like, look, I'm paying you 10%, 15% because this is free for you. I am upfronting the cost of the machine and the product. This is a
yeah.
add value to your venue.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
touched on earlier, it's not a get rich with these guys.
Yeah.
It's I'm paying maybe a lighting and internet bill.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure. What advantages would you say people now have that are I know it's getting saturated now, but what would you say the advantages that someone would have now getting into this business is versus 5 years from now?
Advantage. Let's see. Sorry, the doggo's gonna go crazy here for a second. What was your question? Dog threw me off. He's all hyped.
What would you say the advantages someone has right now getting into this business that they might not have 5 or 10 years from now?
Yeah. I would say, um, I don't know. People are more willing to do it because more people have machines, right?
Yeah.
But I feel that it's I don't know. I guess to me there's really no advantage because it's kind of the same from even what it was. Like take the advantage from yourself and put it into your client's mind. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say there's an advantage for us other than like you're gonna run a business and be like your own business owner, but there is no huge advantage. I don't know. That's a tough one to answer, right? How would you answer that?
I mean, I guess even though there are, like you said, 400 machines getting put out per month or whatever, there are probably millions and millions of bars in the US. I mean, we're still fairly early right now. I think the market is still huge, huge for everybody.
It's not millions. It's 98,000.
Okay. Wow. I got you. Well, you got me there. You got me
Yeah,
there.
so there's a
I hadn't
lot
done
of
my
room to grow.
research.
Like, these people that are scared to get in, there's not
Yeah.
98,000 machines out there yet.
No,
So and
definitely
that's
not.
just bars. That's not talking
Yeah.
nightclubs, casinos,
Venues. Yeah.
hotels, venues,
Hmm.
like, I
Yeah.
mean, that number is hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Have you tested a hotel before?
So kind of with the casinos, it's
Yeah.
located in between the casino and the hotel, like the main entrance area.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done just straight up. I had a crazy deal with Hilton for
Uh-huh.
9 locations, and then the guy that I was connected with ended up cutting me out and doing it himself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no.
yeah, he was like a director of like relationships for them, and then he was like, "I'm just gonna do this on the side," and then I guaranteed land Hilton. So that was a little shitty, but that would have
Yeah.
been a really good test. I think Hilton's
Yeah.
would have done great. I hope that guy's doing well, but also I hope they uninstalled him.
Yeah. Yeah. I had the same issue. I got connected with a guy that I guess a hospitality company that owns a whole bunch of bars. And they were gonna give like 9 or 10 of them to me. And then they ghosted me and saw that they just got their own machines. So I
Yeah.
was like, damn, yep.
That you can't really put people on
People
too much game.
people will do that, especially companies that have the money to invest. They'll just say, well, I'll do it myself,
Yeah,
and that's where it kills
and that's
us.
where it comes back to the relationship. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta have a relationship where they don't really wanna do it themselves. They realize, like, you're a good person, this is gonna be so much easier. They already have so much inventory to deal with. It's like, why take this on too?
Yeah. And another thing with the relationships, I've gotten so many places off referrals. Any bar I have a machine in, I always try and be nice to the bartenders, get to know them. I have a machine in a bar, and I was walking down that same street where I had the machine in a bar, pitching different bars. I walked into another bar and saw a bartender working at this other bar that was also working at the one that I had a machine in. And I was like, "Hey, I know you." And we talked, and I was like, "Hey, can you get me a meeting with the owner or manager here?" And she said, "Yeah, for sure." And I literally installed the next week, probably
That's nice.
purely through knowing that bartender from my other location. So I always try and get to know the bartenders in my places if I have the chance and talk to them, build that relationship and network.
I think selling bartenders like, bartenders never really hate the idea, they usually always
Mhm,
love it. It's always the
mhm.
business owner that hates the idea, so
Yeah.
because they think legality, I'm gonna lose my liquor license over this, like, they think of so much. Always excite the bartenders because they have to clock in next week where they're gonna see the owner either way. So I
Mhm.
love that. That is a huge thing that I tell my guys, like, get them excited, get them want it. Like, what vape do you like? You know, like, almost get them invested that they're selling this for themselves as well.
Mm.
Bartenders are really good gatekeepers. They're easy gatekeepers.
Yeah. they're there anyway, and they like the idea. They're like you said, they're always for it. It's always the
Always.
owners that the owners that have the objections.
Or a manager that cares a little too much. Those ones are annoying
Hmm.
to deal with too. And it's like, buddy,
Yeah,
like you're not even the decision maker here.
yeah.
They are, I mean, the gatekeeper, right? To get through.
Yeah, and like you said with managers, I've had issues with managers where they turned me down or they were being an asshole, but I ended up talking to the owner and he was like, "No, it's a great idea." So managers can be the worst sometimes. I've experienced that firsthand.
Or like they always, I've also had where managers are excited and they're like, yeah, this is going to be like a lock. And then they ghost me because like the owner shot it down and they feel bad telling me. But it's like, just give me a yay or a nay. Like, I hate being led on. Because there's so many other places that would take a machine. And then
Hmm.
like we have to budget this, right? That's a big thing that we talked about was like these machines are not cheap. And now I have a machine sitting there not making me money, sitting in my house when I would rather, make 5 sales than no sales with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, to close this out, what would you say your long term vision is for Head Rush Vending?
Brand, an absolute marketing giant. We're actually working on a commercial right now. It's our first official commercial, and we're doing like a 6 foot vending machine where we're having a like drag show, and all the people in the drag show they're walking out of the vending machine. And then we're doing like a
Yes.
private shoot where it will be for Pride Fest in St. Louis. So I'm super excited about that. That all comes together this month. We're going to be launching that campaign out in April. So just kind of being a brand giant. Also, I would say the device. I really want to come out with a head rush device. I think disposables is a great field to be in. American made is in right now. Especially with our president, it's being pushed, but not just with that. A lot of these laws, like Texas already went American only. I really think Florida's about to go there as well. Florida currently does just if the brand or the flavor targets kids like sour pop rocks, like that's banned. So I think we're gonna head to American made only. So I really want to capitalize on that next year. Beginning of the year, we'll do a rollout of a device. Danny's gonna be carrying it. Check out your country vending. There you go, a little plug, but also selfish for me here. But just doing operators right, being an operator exclusive brand for the first few months, giving people a good deal, pushing it out in the nightlife. So then they buy it and then they're starting to ask for it in vape stores and grow that way. So I'm really excited for a vape brand and just marketing, doing events, more events. We already do a lot of events, but just more events.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing goal. I'd love to carry some Head Rush Vending,
Come
some
on.
Head Rush vapes.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I got you for sure. We'll,
Love
we'll
it.
we'll do it up. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I enjoyed having you on, and maybe we'll get you and Micah on here together at some point.
Yeah,
I've
you
been
got to do, I was talking to Micah. You got to do one with Micah. And then I think one of us together with the banter.
yeah,
Especially we could talk a little bit about like what it's like owning a bar and
yeah,
seeing how these work in our mind as a bar owner, and also the advantage of owning a bar and how easier it's gotten pitching bars because
yeah,
we know the behind the scenes that they're worried about.
yeah. Do y'all have machines in your own bar?
Yeah, it's Micah's. So the bar that we bought was Micah's original location, like one of his first like 5. And so it's all him. I have him deal with it, even though it seems like I deal with it because I'm the one always doing like the refunds. I have keys, obviously. So I'm always like, oh, a vape got stuck, like I'll take care of it. So I'm almost like his local manager for that one machine.
Yes.
So yeah, he owes me a few dinners, but at the end of the day, I mean, we play together. You help each other out in this game. Do people right? All these operators that are listening or future operators is not cutthroat. The more cutthroat you're going to be, you're not going to get help from people like me and Danny. And there's always going to be one time where like you land something in Nashville and you want to play with the player. You land something in Texas, Missouri, Florida. You're going to want to play with me. Do people right? Be a friend.
That's great advice. It goes back to networking, even with the other operators, not just the bartenders and bar owners. Be friends to everyone in this industry and what we're doing and trying to grow and make something meaningful for sure. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Come on, let's do
And
it
yeah,
again.
thanks for sure. Let's do it again. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you on the next podcast.
Head rush vending on Instagram.
There you go.